evening. Welcome. It being 7:30 on Monday, October 3rd, 2022, we will begin our town council meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for all those who serve in our military at home and abroad and for their families. Thank you. And we'll begin with a roll call. Please, Clerk Semino.
Councilor Barica.
Here.
Councilor Flaherty. Here. Councilor Hume.
Here.
Councilor Mackin.
Here.
Councilor Maglio.
Here.
Councilor O'Brien.
Present.
Councilor Reynolds.
Here.
Councilor Ringus.
Here.
Councilor Ryan.
Here.
All present.
Thank you very much, Clerk Semino. We do have 2 council members participating remotely this evening, so all votes will be by roll call. And I'm very excited to kick it off with our first order of business this evening. We have here with us tonight Braintree American Little League U10, our state champions. And in addition to our ball team here tonight, we also have Mayor Kokoros, who's joining us, and our state senators, Walter Timilty and John Keenan. So thank you all for being in attendance this evening. And I can say one of the best parts of being a counselor is to be able to officially recognize the accomplishments of our residents. So it's a real pleasure and honor to welcome you all here this evening. And I'd like to introduce the head coach, Rick Donovan, to say a few words.
I have never done this, so please bear with me here. But thank you very much for having us, the town council. I know it's an honor for these kids, such a terrific summer season that we have had. So thank you for having us. Mayor, thank you for, he came by the pizza place and saw us and kind of visited with the kids, which was great. So thanks for the honor. We just had a terrific summer. I mean, it was such a special summer that these boys had. It occupied the entire summer, so I want to thank the parents. I know it took a lot of time, really cut short a lot of vacations, rental properties that people had to kind of come back and get the dedication going so these kids could do what they did. I also want to thank, Kathy, my wife, for, certainly a lot of the coordination that she did behind the scenes, with making a lot of this stuff happen, along with Marissa that helped her along the way. I want to, of course, thank my coaches. I had 3 great coaches, which I'd like them to stand up. Pete Moscaratolo, Tim Chrisman, you guys can come up, and Joe Clancy. And without the 3 of these, without these 3 dedicated guys, it really takes a lot of help and work to, corral 13 kids for a summer and doing different things. I also just want to recognize my son, Tyler, if you could stand up. The only reason I'm doing that is I know as a former player and how hard it is to play for your dad, and he has to put up with a lot of stuff behind scenes, so I do appreciate that on that end of things. But I do want to say a special thank you to 2 people that are here right now before I just get in quickly to our season, is Steve Gilbalt, if you could please stand up. I know. So, Gilly, as we know it, he has been the president of Braintree American Little League for, the last 15 years, and he's retired from that position, but he has not had a kid in the program for years, and this Braintree American team would not be where they are without a person like that volunteering his time. The gentleman next to him is Frank DeFrancisco, and Frank has been involved with Braintree Little League for over 20 years, and like Gilly has dedicated his life to this and handles the umpires and has coached, and he just retired from coaching this year. So they're two very special people, and these kids would not be here without that. So I just wanted to recognize them. So I'll tell you, what a summer. It was an incredible run for these kids. I don't know if people truly understand the involvement of Little League Baseball nowadays. So they are a 10-year-old team, and they won the sectional finals, the state semifinals, and the state finals. And to do that, they actually won all 3 games. We were down in the bottom of the 6th inning in every single game to our last strike, and we came back and won all 3 games, which was an amazing accomplishment for these boys, and just tells you a lot about their resilience and what they accomplished. So when you win a state championship at 10 years old, you actually advance to what they call an Eastern Region Championship, and it's in Cranston, Rhode Island. It's the furthest point that 10-year-old Little League Baseball can go in the country. And there's 12 state championships that go to Cranston, Rhode Island for this Eastern Region Championship. And those teams battle to become the Eastern Region champion. It's one of thousands of teams to get to that point. Our team advanced to the Final Four. We ended up losing to Connecticut 1-0 in the New England final, but they were the one of 4 teams to get to that point. It is the furthest point any Braintree Little League team has ever gone. So it's what an accomplishment, and I couldn't be more proud of the boys and what they've done, and it was just a special group, and I'm thankful that I was able to be a part of it. So thank you for having us here and honoring these boys, and I know they deserve it, so it's a great honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mayor Kokoros, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Madam President, councilors. Had a little opportunity earlier to meet with the champs here and understand the commitment that you have to make when you do summer ball. And these guys just represented Braintree in such a professional way, and they did such a great job in the outcome of the games. It's just incredible how they stuck it out right up until the end, and I couldn't be more proud of them, and I just wanted to once again congratulate them and tell them how happy I am that you guys are the state champions. Thank you.
Senator Keenan, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Madam President, members of the council. It's great to be here along with my colleague, Senator Timothy, and along with our other colleague in the legislature, Mark Cusack. I remember Little League Baseball. I was barely lucky enough to make it off the bench, never mind making it all the way to a state championship. So congratulations. I think you've learned 3 things this summer, and that's the value of hard work, teamwork, and having fun. And if you remember each one of those things in everything you do in life, you will always be winners. So congratulations, keep it up, and on to next year, right? Congratulations. Thank you.
Senator Timothy?
Thank you very much, Madam President, members of the council, and thank you for this invitation today to be here. And I want to thank Nick DiMartino for reaching out, and of course, Madam President, to you for this opportunity to briefly address our champions. And let me say this. First of all, gentlemen, we're very proud of each and every one of you. We all know that Braintree has a wonderful baseball tradition, and this is another great chapter in Braintree's baseball tradition. So to our players and our coaches, and of course our parents. We know our parents spent a lot of time on hot baseball diamonds this summer, and did a lot of driving, and with good reason. you have a bunch of champions here. So we're very proud of each and every one of our players and our coaches and our parents for making it happen. I know we have some grandparents here tonight. And Mark Cusack, John Keenan, and I would love to have you all at the State House to honor you properly. We know you're on a victory tour right now. But when you can squeeze us in on your victory tour, we would love to honor the under-10 champions at the State House from Braintree. And we look forward to seeing you play for Braintree High and in college, and adding to the continued lore of Braintree baseball. It's a great tradition, and it's a tradition of sportsmanship and excellence. And we're very proud of our coaches and our players, and we look forward to having you at the State House when you can squeeze us in from your victory tour. Is that a deal, guys? Okay, that's a deal. Thank you, Madam President, and congrats to our state champs. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Would any members of the council like to say a few words? Councillor Flaherty?
What I'd like to say, what I admire about baseball players is that even though it's a team sport, when you're in a game and you're at the plate, it's just you. Or if you're on the mound, it's on you. It's just you. Or if you're out in the field and the ball is heading in your direction, it's just you. And you can stand there and be very nervous and worry about whether you're going to catch it or not, or if you're going to throw a strike or a ball or something totally wild. You can worry about those things, but when you know that your teammates think the best of you, when they know how great you are and they tell you those things, when that's how your team works and you're in that situation, that helps you catch the ball and throw strikes and hit it out of the park. And even if you don't wind up in the major leagues someday, what I hope is that you will remember that, how important it is to believe in the people that you're working with and see the best in them, because that's the key to success in lots and lots of things. That's all. Because you did a great job.
Councillor Ringus?
Congratulations, guys. This is a huge accomplishment. It's very fitting, I think, that you are getting honored in Town Hall, which sits adjacent to French's Common, which is obviously one of the biggest landmarks in Braintree, because Braintree is and always will be a baseball town. So this is a huge accomplishment, and it ties in to that sort of history that we have of great Braintree baseball. So hopefully we'll see you guys continue on into the future. To the parents, thank you for your dedication. Obviously, summer ball is a different type. This is not like your fall soccer or something in the spring. This is taking up that time that folks want to get away and do things with each other. So your time, instead of on vacations, is spent on baseball fields. So thank you for that dedication to the kids. To the coaches, thank you for giving up your time as well. Coach Donovan, you said this was the first time you've been up talking like this, and hopefully we'll have many more of these times to come in the years ahead. Absolutely, I love that. But again, guys, congratulations. Thank you to everyone, and we're just so proud of you here. Thank you.
Councillor Hume?
Thank you, Madam President. To all the players, congratulations, well done. I don't think we've had anybody here who's gone so far in all these years, so you have big shoes to fill. Hope we see all of you next year. Continue to play hard on the field and continue to do well and work hard in school. And be sure to thank your parents and your coaches, because without them, they wouldn't be driving you to school. The coaches all volunteer their time. So thank you to all the coaches and to all the parents. I've myself been on the baseball field over the years with my two boys, and it is a big commitment, but there's nothing better. Like baseball is an American pastime, so I'm sure everybody loved seeing you play, and Braintree's so proud of you, so keep up the good work. Congratulations again.
Councillor Reynolds?
Outstanding accomplishments, young men. It's outstanding that you put the focus in, you put the effort in, and now you are going to be a part of Braintree's lore, Braintree's great baseball tradition. Congratulations to you all.
All right, we have council commendations for each of the boys on the teams and their coaches. So we're going to call each of you up, and then we will take a photograph with our senators and the mayor. And so after we call you up, just head over to the stage. Okay. Counselors want to join me up here, that'd be great. Grayson Dennison. Tyler Donovan. Aaron Dudley. Tommy Eno. Patrick Goff. Nick Morganelli. All right. Joe Mascaratolo. Daniel Saros. You're welcome. Vidi Russo. Owen Uhas. Mr. Rick Donovan. Pete Mascaratolo. Tim Chrisman, assistant coach. Thank you. Thank you. And Mr. Joe Clancy. Thank you. Congratulations. Oh, I was freezing all. Should I just keep going? Should I keep plowing? Okay, we we are. Okay, if people would like to take their conversations to the lobby, that would be great. You're welcome to stay. You're also welcome to get on with the rest of your evening. We are going to carry on with our council announcements. Give it a second. Okay. Moving on to 05922. Council President, Cultural Council grants. If folks can just take their conversations out to the hall, that would be great. Thank you. Wait a minute. Yep. Okay, the Braintree Local Cultural Council grants. Don't have to call them out. Thank you. Okay, the Braintree Local Cultural Council is open, has applications open for grants for all artists, musicians, performers, educators, community groups, and others to apply. This is supporting programming in the arts and humanities for Braintree. The grants will be open and available until October 17th, or applications are open until October 17th, 2022, with priority given to applicants who live and work in Braintree, use a Braintree venue, or have a Braintree sponsor. So this is a great opportunity to expand the arts in town. You can learn more online, Braintree Local Cultural Council. It's a member of the Massachusetts Cultural Council, so encouraging everyone to apply who has interest in the arts. Applications are only available online. Okay, I would like to turn it over to Councillor Hume.
Thank you, Madam President. The second annual Nelson Chin Memorial Golf Tournament is less than 2 weeks away, Friday, October 14th. Nelson was a very dear friend of mine who lost his battle with COVID-19 in December 2020. His family, friends, we've all gotten together. His family has formed a fund, the Nelson Chin Memorial Fund, to raise funds for community organizations that were near and dear to Nelson. Nelson was so involved in the Braintree community. Still hard. All the organizations that he supported and the charitable organizations that he cared about, the family is given all the money back. It goes to the Braintree community for these charitable organizations, for families in need, special needs, sports, any organization. You can guarantee Nelson was either on the board, volunteering his time, or behind the scenes. There were so many things he was involved in that his family didn't even know to the extent until after he passed and people came forward and told him all these stories. So this tournament keeps his memory alive, because I continue to hear stories from people about Nelson and things that he do, and new stories and things that nobody knew. It doesn't matter what age you were. Everybody always loved Nelson. He put a smile on everybody's face. There was nobody like him. There is still a huge void in Braintree. But Friday, October 14th, we are keeping his memory alive. Second year in a row, we are sold out weeks in advance, oversold. And it's to celebrate his life, remember him, and raise funds to give back to the community. We still have, you can still attend the dinner, which will be at Braintree Sons of Italy. Show up around 3:30 Friday, October 14th. Tickets are $40. You can show up at the door, that's fine. But thank you to everybody in this community and other communities for the outpouring of support. I know it means so much to their family, and for Nelson, for all of his friends. It is amazing, and it's so appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Hume, and thank you for chairing that tournament in memory of Nelson. We do have another announcement. Walk-in seasonal flu clinic will be here at Town Hall on Sunday, October 16th, between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. It's going to be first come, first serve. This is free to Braintree residents 18 years of age and older, so a really great opportunity. Come get your flu shot. If you need more information, please contact Town Hall. But again, it's Sunday, October 16th, beginning at 9 a.m., and it will run until 1 p.m. First come, first serve. Do other councilors have any other announcements? Councilor Flaherty.
On October 15th, the Master Plan Steering Committee will hold an open house here at Town Hall, where there will be an opportunity to learn about how the review of the master plan has been going so far. It will be a time when you can learn about the kinds of resident feedback that have been produced over our summer initiatives with the survey and with the meetings in a box and with the crowd mapping that's been going on. And it will also be an opportunity for residents to get their hands on some hands-on activities to provide even more feedback. It's my opinion that the more resident feedback that we get for this document, the more representative it will be of what residents really want the direction for Braintree to be. So I encourage residents to come out and participate, get the information, provide feedback. You can come and just stay as long as you have time to stay, because it's just an open house format. But I hope you'll, drop in. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Flaherty, and thank you to Councilor Flaherty and Councilor Reynolds for serving on the Master Plan Steering Committee as the council representatives. That's a big deal and a big commitment, and we appreciate your service in that capacity on top of everything else. Any other announcements? Okay, if not, we'll move on to the approval of minutes from June 21st, 2022. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote to approve the minutes.
Councilor Baraka?
Yes.
Councilor Flaherty?
Yes.
Councilor Hume?
Aye.
Councilor Mackin? Aye. Councilor Maglio?
Aye.
Councilor O'Brien? That was aye. Councilor Reynolds?
Aye.
Councilor Ringus?
Aye.
Councilor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much, Clerk Semino. And I do want to take a minute to recognize, in addition to our mayor here this evening, we have Chief of Staff Nicole Taub with us, Director of Finance Ed Spellman, our town engineer John Thompson, and our Director of Veterans Affairs Vincent Fontaine. So thank you all for joining us this evening. If there are no objections from councilors, moving on to old business, I would like to take order 22052, the resident petition, out of order this evening. Okay, seeing none. I would like to refer to Councilor Flaherty, Vice Chair of the Committee of the Department of Public Works, for the recommendation.
The committee met this evening and sends this to the full council with a unanimous favorable recommendation.
Thank you very much, Councilor Flaherty. Any questions from councilors? I actually have one question. It's probably for you, Mr. Thompson. I'm just curious about, I know that there's a lot of conditions put on this. Is there a final inspection for this work after the final restoration is complete for this, I guess, and for any of the petitions that we grant?
Thank you, Madam President. Councilors, yes. So the applicant's contractor will be required to pull a street opening permit from our Highway Division, and the Highway Division will ensure that the conditions that we recommend are followed.
Thank you very much. That answers my question. Anyone else? Okay. Is there a motion?
The motion, resident at 71 Bellevue Road hereby respectfully request your consent to approve the petition for the installation of a new sewer service line in Bellevue Road to service house number 71 Bellevue Road and repair trenches disturbed by a street excavation. Trenches are to be repaired by the party or contractor who disturbed such trench with staff recommendations. The following conditions were recommended from BELD and DPW. BELD, no conflicts with BELD. DPW, the DPW has reviewed the subject petition for the installation of a new service line to the residents at 71 Bellevue Road. Bellevue Road is currently under the moratorium enacted by the council in 2015, having been resurfaced by total reconstruction in 2018 for transverse service trenches. The moratorium is of 5 years. Therefore, any excavation made during or prior to 2023 requires waiving of the ordinance. The sewer main is located in the center of the roadway. If the council does elect to waive the ordinance, our recommendation is that the petition be granted with the following conditions. A temporary patch shall be placed immediately after the work. The street excavation should be saw-cut, backfilled, and compacted in 8-inch lifts, paved to match existing asphalt depth with a minimum depth of 4 inches, and 2-inch lifts to match the existing street grade. After maintaining the temporary patch through one winter, a permanent patch shall be placed the following spring. The permanent patch should be milled curb to crown as to provide at least 5 feet of overlap on both sides from the temporary patch, but for a length no less than 12 feet, and machine laid with 2 inches of asphalt top course. Tack coat should be applied to milled surfaces and joints prior to paving. Finished joints should be treated with a rubberized asphalt sealer. We also recommend that the following requirement be added to the permit if it is to be granted. No contractor is authorized to close any street or to close a direction of traffic to facilitate their work without the authorization from the Director of the Department of Public Works or Highway and Superintendent. The Chief of Police can also authorize a closure for a police or fire emergency. Construction zone traffic safety issues are to be addressed by using appropriate traffic control signs and devices and the use of police officers for traffic control to safely guide through traffic through the work zone. If a closure is authorized by the DPW, it shall not be implemented until signs and police officers, where needed, are properly in place in conformity with the written plan prepared by the contractor's engineer and approved by the DPW and Police Department. So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
No.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
That's 8 in favor, 1 opposed.
The motion passes. Thank you, Clerk Semino. Okay, moving on to 22050, Mayor, motion to accept Mass General Law, Chapter 64N, Section 3, local tax option, or take up any action relative thereto. This is a public hearing, so first we will open the public hearing. And is there a motion to open the public hearing for Order 22050?
So moved, Madam President.
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call to open the public hearing?
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Aye.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. And with that, I will now refer to Councilor Reynolds, Chairman of the Committee of Ways and Means, for his recommendation on Order 22050.
Thank you, Madam President. The Committee on Ways and Means met on September 7th and voted unanimously, for recommended approval to the full council.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone from the Mayor's office who would like to speak on this? Chief of Staff Taub?
As folks might recall, the last time we discussed potential revenue sources as it related to the cannabis industry, there are 2 main sources of funding that the town is eligible for. This relates to the local excise tax that allows for us to collect 3% of the total sales price received from an establishment where the business operates out of Braintree. In order to be eligible to collect those taxes, we first have to adopt the statute that allows for that 3% local excise, which is what we are seeking approval for this evening.
Thank you very much, Chief of Staff Taub. Is there anyone from the general public who would like to speak on this? Seeing none, are there any counselors who would like to speak? Counselor Mackin?
Thank you. Yeah, I just have one question. So, while, during our previous meeting, approving the marijuana in the town, the number was thrown out there. We're going to get $6 million a year based off this local tax option and one other thing. What happens if we don't get it?
No obligation from an establishment to provide us with that number. That was the number that they had indicated was their projected combination of revenue through the excise and other funding that they were prepared to provide for the town. But that's a separate question from adopting the statute to allow us to collect just the 3% on the sales revenue.
Any other counselors? Okay. With that, I would ask, is there a motion to close the public hearing for Order 22050?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Councilors Ringus and Hume. This is a roll call vote to close the public hearing.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Aye.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. And now I'll ask, is there a motion for Order 22050?
Motion that the town accept Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 64N, Section 3, which provides for a local sales tax upon sale or transfer of marijuana or marijuana products by a marijuana retailer operating within the city or town to anyone other than a marijuana establishment at a rate not greater than 3% of the total sales price received by the marijuana retailer as a consideration for the sale of marijuana or marijuana products.
Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
No.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
8 in favor, 1 opposed.
Motion passes. Thank you, Clerk Semino. Moving on to 22051, Mayor, motion to accept Mass General Law, Chapter 59, Section 5, Clause 22H, property tax exemption for Gold Star parents or take up any action relative thereto. This is also a public hearing, so first we will open the public hearing. Is there a motion to open the public hearing for Order 22051?
Motion to open the public hearing on Order 22051.
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. And now we'll refer to Councilor Reynolds, Chairman of the Committee of Ways and Means, for the recommendation on Order 22051.
Thank you, Madam President. On September 19th, the Ways and Means Committee voted unanimously, I'm having a tough time with that word tonight, unanimously for a favorable recommendation for this motion.
Thank you very much. Would anyone from the Mayor's office like to speak? Mayor Kokoris?
Madam President, councilors, I want to thank the Ways and Means Committee for supporting this. I want to thank our Veterans Agent, Vinnie Fontaine, for putting this together. It's so important. This is something that was established in January of 2019, and what I mean by that is it became a full exemption in 2019, and I think that you know, if you've seen in your packet, this is for surviving parents, guardians of soldiers that are killed in line of duty, missing in action, and declared that they would be presumed dead. So this is a very small token of our appreciation, but nonetheless, I think it's important that we recognize their sacrifice. We talk often about the sacrifices that families make while their loved ones are serving. This is the ultimate sacrifice. And obviously, from a budgetary standpoint, I assure you that we do have funding for this, and fortunately that we only have one person that would qualify for this, and you know, we hope that we don't see more folks to qualify for this. So I thank you for taking the time to review this and ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Kokoros. Would any councilors like to speak on this? Councilor Hume.
Thank you, Madam President. As the mayor stated, one family is one family too many. I thank the family for their service in this. As I said in a previous meeting, this is a no-brainer. This is absolutely what we should do to support the men and women who serve our country, and why all of us can be here tonight and speaking our free will. So thank you to them, and 100% is totally going to support this.
Any other councilors? Councilor Reynolds.
Thank you, Madam President. I also would agree with the previous speaker. This is a no-brainer. As the mayor had mentioned and referred to the ultimate sacrifice that individuals are willing to give for their community, for their country, this is, as a minimum, a gesture the town can make, as well as to their families in the most difficult times. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Reynolds. Councilors? I would definitely echo those sentiments. This seems one small, very small way we can lessen someone's burden for their sacrifice. It's absolutely the right thing to do, and you have my full support on this, Mayor Kokoros. Is there anyone from the general public who wishes to speak on this? Okay.
Motion to close the public hearing on order 22051.
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote to close the public hearing?
Counselor Verica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
That's unanimous. Thank you. And now, is there a motion for Order 22051?
Motion that the town accept Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 59, Section 5, Clause 22H, which provides for a full real estate exemption for surviving parents or guardians of soldiers and sailors, members of the National Guard, and veterans who, one, during active duty service, suffered an injury or illness documented by the United States Department of Veteran Affairs or a branch of the armed forces that was proximate cause of their death, or two, are missing in action with a presumptive finding of death as a result of active duty service as members of the armed forces of the United States, provided, however, that the real estate shall be occupied by the surviving parents or guardians as the surviving parents or guardians domicile, and provided further that the surviving parents or guardians shall have been domiciled in the Commonwealth for the 5 consecutive years immediately before the date of filing for an exemption pursuant to this clause, or the soldier or sailor, member of the National Guard or veteran, was domiciled in the Commonwealth for not less than 6 months before entering service.
Third, second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Verica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. That is unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for bringing that up. The next 2 town council orders are both public hearings that will need to be opened and then continued to October 18th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. There are very specific guidelines for notifying the public about a public hearing, which is why these are on the agenda, but they have not yet been heard by the Ways and Means Committee. So as an administrative matter, we must open and then continue the public hearing. I recommend we take these up as one vote unless any councilor objects. Okay, hearing none. 22053 Mayor, CPC appropriation, Town Hall handicap ramp at 773 to 793 Washington Street, also known as 1 JFK Memorial Drive, or take up any action relative thereto. Public hearing continued to October 18th. 22054 Mayor, CPC appropriation, Middle Street Trail, map 2006-01A and map 2002-01- request for additional funding or take up any action relative thereto. Public hearing continued to October 18th. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing for the following two orders?
So moved, Madam President.
Second.
Thank you very much, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote to open the public hearing.
Council Berica.
Yes.
Council Flaherty.
Yes.
Council Hume.
Aye.
Council Mackin.
Aye.
Council Maglio.
Aye.
Council O'Brien.
Aye.
Council Reynolds.
Aye.
Council Ringus.
Aye.
Council Ryan.
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Okay, now is there a motion to continue the public hearing to October 18th, 2022 at 7:30 PM for the following two orders? 22053 Mayor, CPC appropriation, Town Hall handicap ramp, 773 to 793 Washington Street, also known as 1 JFK Memorial Drive, or take up any action relative thereto. And 22054 Mayor, CPC appropriation, Middle Street Trail, map 2006-01A and map 2002-01, request for additional funding or take up any action relative thereto.
Motion to continue the public hearing for Order 22053 and Order 22054 to October 18th, 2022 at 7:30 PM.
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote to continue the public hearing.
Council Berica.
Yes.
Council Flaherty.
Aye.
Council Hume.
Aye.
Council Mackin.
Aye.
Council Maglio.
Aye.
Council O'Brien.
Aye.
Council Reynolds.
Aye.
Council Ringus.
Aye.
Council Ryan.
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to our next item on the agenda, which is 22055, Comcast petition for 117 Pearl Street, or take up any action relative thereto. I will turn it over to the Vice Chair of the Committee of the Department of Public Works, Councilor Flaherty.
The committee met today and passed this unanimously. We're for a favorable recommendation.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone from the mayor's office? No? Okay. Any councilors wish to speak? Okay. In that case, do we have a motion?
Yes, Madam President, the motion is to excavate to place approximately 81 feet of 2x4-inch PVC conduit across Pearl Street and one 24-inch by 36-inch vault to provide Comcast services to 117 Pearl Street as detailed on the submitted plan with staff recommendations. BELD. Please note, BELD has a 13,800-volt underground system on Pearl Street, French Ave. This is a concrete encased duct bank to be identified through this dig-safe process. DPW. The DPW has reviewed the subject petition and the accompanying plan for the installation of conduit across Pearl Street. The work is being proposed to provide Comcast services to 117 Pearl Street. This section of Pearl Street is not subject to any moratorium restrictions, having been resurfaced by mill and overlay in 2014. As such, the DPW recommends the following conditions to the petition approval, if it is to be so granted. A temporary patch for the roadway crossing shall be placed immediately following the work. Street excavations should be saw cut, backfilled, and compacted in 8-inch lifts, paved to match existing asphalt depth with a minimum depth of 6 inches, and 2-inch lifts to match the existing street grade. After maintaining the temporary patches through one winter, Comcast shall return the following spring to perform a permanent roadway patch as follows. The patch should be milled curb to curb as to provide at least 5 feet of overlap on both sides from the temporary patch, but for a length no less than 15 feet and machine laid with 2 inches of asphalt top course. Tack coat should be applied to milled surfaces and joints prior to paving. Finished joints should be treated with a rubberized asphalt sealer Any pavement markings that are disturbed should be replaced immediately following patching. Any concrete sidewalks and/or wheelchair ramps that are excavated must be completely replaced in kind immediately following the conduit vault installation. Whereas there are only 3 old concrete panels on the even side of the work, the engineering respectfully requests that Comcast or its contractor replace the 3 panels at a minimum, with a tactical warning surface at the ramp opening to bring the ramp into ADA compliance. We also recommend that the following requirements be added to the permit if it is so to be granted. If it is to, excuse me. Neither Comcast nor any of its contractors is authorized to close any street or to close a direction of travel to facilitate their work without authorization from the Director of the Department of Public Works or the Highway Superintendent. The Chief of Police can also authorize a closure for a police or fire emergency. Construction zone traffic safety issues are to be addressed by using appropriate traffic control signs and devices and the use of police officers for traffic control to safely guide traffic through the work zone. If a closure is also authorized by the DPW, it shall not be implemented until signs and police officers, where needed, are properly in place in conformity with the written plan prepared by the contractor's engineer and approved by the DPW and Police Department.
Is there a second? Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Council Berica?
Yes.
Council Flaherty? Council Hume?
Aye.
Council Mackin?
Aye.
Council Maglio?
Aye.
Council O'Brien?
Aye.
Council Reynolds?
Aye.
Council Ringus?
Aye.
Council Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. All right, next item up on the agenda is 22056, Mayor, request for supplemental appropriation for the Tri-Town Water Treatment Plant or take up any action relative thereto. This is also a public hearing this evening. So with that, I'll ask, is there a motion to open the public hearing for order 22056?
Motion to open the public hearing on order 22056.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote to open the public hearing.
Council Berica?
Yes.
Council Flaherty?
Aye.
Council Hume?
Aye.
Council Mackin? Council Maglio?
Aye.
Council O'Brien?
Aye.
Council Reynolds?
Aye.
Council Ringus?
Aye.
Council Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. And with that, I'll turn it over to Councilor Reynolds, Chairman of the Committee of Ways and Means, for the recommendation on order 22056.
Thank you, Madam President. The Ways and Means Committee met on September 7th and unanimously approved favorable recommendation to the council.
Thank you very much. Would anyone on from the mayor's office? Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President, councilors. Thank you, Chairman Ways and Means, for favorable action from the committee. Just a little bit of a history, recent history. So November of 2021, the estimate was just under 80 million for us to build this regional treatment plant, and Braintree was going to have to pay 50%, which was just under $40,000. When we actually opened the bids, as we know, there's been some inflationary issues more recently. It's a highly specialized item to build, and we had 3 qualified bidders, only 2 submitted bids. One is C.H. Nickerson, and that was at $109,485,235. And Walsh Construction, which came in at $103,177,934. And there is a 30-day period that we need to award the bids in order to lock in the pricing. And we were given an extension by the Mass DP until the end of October. So Braintree's share of the additional funding with a contingency of 5% is just under $20 million. But with that, the breakdown of the project is, you'll see that it's a little over $103 million for the construction and $5.1 million for contingency. OPM's $4.1 million. Construction services are almost 3.3, and utilities are 150,000. So Braintree's new total share, and this is with the open bids, is $55,947,683. We are going to receive 0% financing. That will continue on the additional funding that is required, that the SRF funding will include. So this is 0%. Right now, interest rates have been kind of going up, and as we've seen. In addition, we do have a 6.6% forgiveness on our loan as well. So those are two very helpful items. And additionally, there's some ARPA funds that, not our ARPA funds, but through the state, through the DEP, through SRF, that it might be Clean Waters Act, is $1.5 million. So 20% of the first year of the loan, they will pay down 20% of it, which is $1.5 million. So what this has allowed us to do is you really take advantage of the zero interest, take advantage of first year, $1.5 million coming off the loan, and then in addition to that, there'll be a 6.6% loan forgiveness on the overall loan. And the low bidder has indicated they could start immediately with construction and complete by 2025. And as far as the rates go, this particular year, the year we're in right now, we did go with a 5-tier rate system. And part of that was to really help our residents a little bit more. So there was no increase in tiers 1 and 2, which is primarily rates that most residents will see. We created a new tier 3, which essentially would lower the cost for water. And tier 3 now goes from 3,501 to 10,000 cubic feet, and it's $19.60. Whereas we used to have 4 tiers, and tier 3 used to be substantially higher. It's been reduced dramatically. So overall, there hasn't been any increase in tiers 1 and 2, and tier 3 actually has a portion of it that's come down significantly. And the thinking really is that overall, we still structurally have rates that will bring in additional revenue to cover the cost of the borrowing as we get closer to finishing this project. So it's really, this particular year, there was a small administrative fee increase, but the one nice thing about tier 3 is there were a lot of condos out there, and I know councilors had reached out to me about it, and I know Councilor Flaherty and I had some meetings about it as well, that really couldn't convert to individual meters, so it allowed us to come up with a new tier that allowed them to save money and bring some equity. And you know, if an individual has a leak and they end up in tier 3 now, they're not going to pay as much as they would have in the past. So just want to give a little bit of a background, since we're talking about borrowing, you know, a pretty significant amount of money, and how we're funding it. And the rates have, the previous administration, Mayor Sullivan, set this up so that there were increases each year, so there wouldn't be one very large increase. So we've continued down that path, and we are very confident that we will have the $1.7 million or so that we'll need to fund this when we get this completed. And I appreciate you all taking the time to listen to me talk a little bit about rates here. But we are very excited about this because this is our opportunity to finally build our regional treatment plant. And we have had such great conversations with Randolph and Holbrook, and just had some really, we just have a very good relationship with them, and we've set things up structurally so that that relationship will continue for 50 years plus. And this, although we would have loved it to come in at the 21 numbers, unfortunately, we know that all sectors of the economy have seen dramatic increases in bid costs for different uses. So I stand before you saying I'm confident that we will have the funding to pay for this, and this is an opportunity to create PFAS-free water for the towns of Braintree, Holbrook, and Randolph, although we already do have it. But with that being said, all three communities will have PFAS-free water, and we'll have a brand-new treatment plant. And I will say that in the 20-plus years that we've been talking about this, for me personally, it's something that I got involved in a long time ago, and Mayor Sullivan picked up the ball and ran with it, and here we are. And I couldn't be happier that we've gotten to the point where we're about to potentially award this bid. So I just want to thank you all for taking a moment to listen to me, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Is there anyone from the council who'd like to speak on this? Councilor Flaherty?
One thing I would like for residents to understand is that when we were presented with this request, what came to my mind was that when estimates go up, then you should consider economizing on your design. And so the main question that I asked was, to what extent can we economize on this design? And the answer that I got was that this design is going to produce a solid water treatment plant, but they have already economized on it. And so I am satisfied that it's going to do an excellent job doing what for its purpose, but it's not the Rolls-Royce of water treatment plants. And it's a really critical part of our infrastructure, and so I'm going to support this tonight, as I did in the committee, and I just wanted to make that aspect clear to residents.
Thank you very much, Councilor Flaherty. Anybody else wish to speak on this? Okay. I'd just like to add, also echo my support. This is a critical infrastructure upgrade for our town. When we think about water issues that we've heard about in other areas of the country, I know I don't want our residents to have to think about water because it's safe, it's clean, it's abundant, and this, I feel I'm really proud to support this evening because this is a huge, huge upgrade for the town. I can't wait for the shovel to get in the ground, so we won't have anything to worry about in terms of our water. So congratulations, this has been a long road, and I'm looking forward to seeing it built. So thank you. I do not see any members of the public here, but I will wait 1 second. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this matter? This is a public hearing. Okay, seeing none. I would ask, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing on order 22056.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call to close the public hearing.
Councilor Barrica?
Yes.
Councilor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilor Hume?
Aye.
Councilor Mackin?
Aye.
Councilor Maglio?
Aye.
Councilor O'Brien?
Aye.
Councilor Reynolds?
Aye.
Councilor Ringus?
Aye.
Councilor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. And is there a motion for order 22056?
Madam President, motion that the town of Braintree, Massachusetts, in town council ordered that the town of Braintree appropriates $19,345,041.35 to pay the town's share of the cost of constructing, equipping, and furnishing the Tri-Town Water Treatment Plant, which is to be undertaken with the towns of Randolph and Holbrook and for the payment of all costs incidental and related thereto, which amounts shall be expended in addition to all other amounts previously appropriated by the town for this project. To meet this appropriation, the treasurer, with the approval of the mayor, is authorized to borrow said amount under and pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 7(1), Section 8(4), or pursuant to any other enabling authority, and to issue bonds or notes of the town therefore. The amount authorized to be borrowed by this order shall be reduced to the extent of any grants received by the town on account of this project. All or any portion of the amount authorized to be borrowed by this order may be obtained through the Massachusetts Clean Water Trust in accordance with Chapter 29C as amendment of the general laws. So moved.
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty? Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
That is unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. All right, moving on to new business. Is there a motion to move all orders under new business to their respective committees?
Motion to move all orders under new business to Committee of Ways and Means and the Committee on Department of Public Works.
Thank you very much, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much. And with that, I would like to say our next meeting will be on Tuesday, October 18th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. As always, thank you so much to our team from BCAM who brings our meetings out to the public over cable TV and live streaming, Wes Ray, Bill Needham, and Jerry Comack, and to the entire crew. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you, Councilors Hume and Ringus. Clerk Semino, roll call vote to adjourn.
Counselor Barrica?
Yes.
Counselor Flaherty?
Yes.
Counselor Hume?
Aye.
Counselor Mackin?
Aye.
Counselor Maglio?
Aye.
Counselor O'Brien?
Aye.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Ringus?
Aye.
Counselor Ryan?
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
That is unanimous. Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.